Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Wednesday, and welcome to this educational presentation, where today I want to talk to you about how to invest like a day trader. Now, this presentation is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be talking about more long-term investing. We have a number of students around the world who see our presentations and say, Steve, this is all great, but I don't look at daily bars. I look at higher time frames, and I like to invest and hold positions for not just a couple of days or weeks, but for months, even years. So how can your tools and strategies help me? Well, that's a great question. So that's why we're having this presentation today. For example, let's take a look at this chart. Here is a 10-minute chart of NVIDIA going back just the 11th, which was just last week. Okay, now based just off of these three bars, we could have applied a day trading technique. Now, had you bought right here on this third bar, look how well you could have taken advantage of the rally that ensued. You could have potentially captured 7 points in less than one day. So this is a day trading technique. Here's the good news. Using this same technique with the exact same rules, we could apply it to a monthly chart of Meta. The exact same process, the exact same rules. A buy signal was generated right here, but except instead of making 7 points, you could have potentially captured upwards of 257 points. So see, there really is no difference. Our methods and techniques can not only be applied to day trading or intraday trading or swing trading, but also to long-term trading as well. Now, this technique I'm going to share with you today and teach you today is only found on the PTS Primo charting platform. So how to invest like a day trader can only be implemented through this process, as I said, that is readily available on our platform. This is the trading educational platform that identifies big investment gains in advance. So welcome to this different kind of presentation. Once again, we're going to be talking more about investing in today's webinar. My name is Stephen Primo. I'm the president and founder of Specialist Trading. Been trading now for 47 years. I started my career on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange, where I was on the floor for 16 years, and 9 of those years I was a specialist. A specialist is someone who made markets in roughly about 50 or 60 stocks. So even though my background was really in day trading, where I would hold a position maybe for 30 seconds and exit it, the techniques and methods that I teach to my students around the world can be applied to any market, in any time frame, and in any direction. So this is what we're going to be focusing on today, so you can take the power in your hands regardless of what time frame you want to be trading. Now, before we begin, we're required to share this with you, so please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you a lot of performance results using this method, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of the results I'm about to share with you will be repeated in the future. Also, since we are a little bit different from other companies, we are first and foremost an educational company only. All examples will strictly be for educational purposes only. Now, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to follow us on Twitter or X, whatever you'd like to call it. There's our handle right there, the abbreviation at SPCLST You can follow us there and see that I post around 6 or 7 snapshots a day of different signals or setups that our strategies or methods have generated. Also, we are live streaming this right now on YouTube. So if you like this way of watching us, rather than attending a webinar, if you'd like to see it live streamed, hit the subscribe button. We'll have a lot more for you. So different ways to follow us, either on YouTube by subscribing or on Twitter. Now, remember, my goal is as an educator to teach you the basic groundwork of our education here is simply to put the power in your hands. I've been trading now for 47 years. And if there's one thing I have learned in 47 years is that the only traders who are still consistent, that have been around the same time I have been around, are the ones that make their own trading decisions. They don't subscribe or belong to any chat rooms or trading rooms. They don't wait for earnings or news to come out. They don't care about that stuff. They don't wait for economic announcements like economics claims or earnings, or I should say the interest rate announcements. They don't care because they have a plan in place that has stood the test of time, and they simply apply it. And so that's what we want to instill in all of my students around the world, to put the power in your hands so that you don't have to rely on an outside source to tell you how to trade. Remember, the only traders I know that are still trading are the ones that make their own trading decisions. They don't rely on anyone or anything to give them signals or to tell them it's okay to buy or okay to sell. They make their own decisions because they have learned how to listen to the market. That's our goal, to teach you how to trade, not to force feed you signals, but to teach you how to trade with a specialist edge so you can ultimately be on your own. You don't have to rely to come here on a subscription basis where you have to come back and see every class I'm giving or whatever, or pay a monthly fee. No, we want you to learn what we have to share with you and then go out on your own. That's what a good teacher actually does. And you'll see that in today's educational presentation. Now, we have a good crowd here today. Please, if you have any questions, wait till the end of class. I promise I will get to each and every one of them, but I don't want to take all of your time. So if we have a question, please wait till the end of class. Also, this is being recorded. If you have to leave early or if you're having technical issues, don't worry. Each and every one of you will be sent a link to this recording. Okay? With that stated, let's begin. And I'd like to start out by something that my mentors taught me. So this is going to be our theme of today. And that's this. If you want to catch really big gains, if you want to make the big bucks, in other words, then you have to trade higher time frames. Okay? This is not to say that you can't sustain yourself and make a good amount of money intraday trading or swing trading. But if you really want to make those big moves that you hear about, that somebody just made a fortune, you have to trade higher time frames, because in and of itself, it means that you're going to be in the trade much longer. Okay. So the way we'll do that is by applying one of our favorite tools. That's the PTS XT. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's an indicator designed to identify extreme trends in advance. Now, I know we have a lot of other indicators like the PET-D or the buy-sell line. Students are constantly asking me, well, what's the difference between this one? Why am I buying another indicator? Well, you don't have to buy it if you don't want to, but the purpose of the PTS XT is only to identify extreme trends. We know we have a lot of traders that only want to take those low-hanging fruit trades. In other words, they don't want to be in a trade for weeks or months, or even years, if it's just going sideways. They don't mind if it's in a nice, strong uptrend or a nice, strong downtrend. Well, that's what this indicator, the PTS XT, is designed to do. It's designed only to find those extreme trends, wherever and whenever they may appear. Now, on top of that, it's based on multiple proprietary indicators and their relationship to one another. But the real secret is in knowing how to use and apply the PTS XT, not in how to, back test the formula or see if you can auto reverse it. For example, let's look at this older chart here. Here is a weekly chart in FCX. Now, obviously, we've had a very extreme uptrend, right? But most traders say, well, yeah, Steve, I can see that, but I would have liked to know back here that we were going to be in an extreme uptrend. Well, this is the way the PTS XT is designed. All you have to do is click it on our platform, and you'll see a yellow block appear only around the bars that it deems are in an extreme uptrend. Now, this does not repaint. It does not start over and look back in hindsight. For example, it would have placed a yellow block around this one bar and then continued all the way up until price leaves the yellow block and goes back with a white background. It does the same with extreme downtrends. As we look at this chart of A, B, and B, obviously it's been going straight down, right? From roughly 180 all the way down to 130 or 40. But how could we have known back here that it was going to be in an extreme downtrend? Well, this is the beauty of the PTS XT. It paints red blocks around bars that it deems are in an extreme downtrend. It does not repaint. It does not go back and fill in. It will paint a red block starting here and continue as long as it feels, according to the relationship between all the proprietary indicators, that it remains in an extreme downtrend. Okay? So once we're in these blocks, either an extreme uptrend block or an extreme downtrend block, you can do anything you want. You can apply your strategy, your current strategy, and you will have a higher level of consistency because now you're trading in a real strong move, either to the upside or the downside. So it doesn't matter what strategy or what method you use. Now, I'm going to share with you a technique that's probably the simplest and easiest way to apply the PTS XT. And we're going to have a focus, once again, on longer-term trading. Now, lastly, the PTS XT is one of our most popular trading tools. Why? Because of its simplicity. It just puts it right out there for you. It's so simple to apply. And in the course, we teach you a number of ways in which to use it. I'll share with you just one of those ways today. Okay, so let's go through a simple 3-step monthly trade process. Okay, remember, we're learning today how to invest like a short-term trader or like a day trader. And remember, you can only apply this three-step process on the PTS Primo charting platform. We developed this and designed this to make trading simple and to identify these big investment moves in advance. Okay, step one. On or after the close of the last trading day of the month, simply conduct a monthly PTS XT scan. Now, when we say on or after the close, let's say it's the last day of September the 30th, okay? And you're in front of your computer. You're lucky enough to be in front of your computer at that time, okay? With 5 minutes left, even 3 minutes left before the close, you could run a scan and see all of the setups that I'm about to explain to you. So that's what we mean by on or after. So that would be on the close, just a couple of minutes before. After the close, obviously, would be if you have a day job and you come home that night, it's after the close, after the night of the 30th, or maybe on the weekend, whatever, and you run a scan, okay? So this is the process, the simple process you would go through. On our platform, you see here, this is the interface here where you open up the platform. Simply find on the green strategy tab where it says PTS XT Extreme Trend. That's the tab we're looking for, and click that on. You'll see a drop-down menu with all these different options. Go to the bottom and click on Scan. When you click that on, you'll see this page appear. Okay, this is the PTS XT Extreme Trend Scan page. What we want to do is go over to the left right here. That may seem a little confusing, but what you want to first do is look at this little tab right here where it says daily. It's defaulted to daily, to scan for daily bars. What we want to do is click on this little downward arrow right here, okay? And click that on, and you'll see daily, weekly, monthly, yearly if you want. Click on monthly and change it to monthly. Now we simply go down to load symbol list right here, okay? Load symbols. Now the symbols simply mean that we provide you with symbols and lists of symbols anywhere from ETFs to S&P 500, to cryptos, to futures, to forex markets. So just pick whatever one you want. In fact, you can create your list where it says load symbol list below that, and you can make your own basket of stocks you'd like. But let's say we just click on the NASDAQ 100, okay, as we have right here. All right, we click on the NASDAQ, and in a matter of seconds, you'll see a spreadsheet of all the stocks that are in the NASDAQ 100, okay? This happened, you know, it's taken me a minute or two to explain it to you, but you can do this in less than 10 seconds. And then the last thing is just to simply hit scan. And it's going to scan through the NASDAQ 100 for stocks that are either in that red extreme downtrend or that green extreme uptrend. Now, as you can see here on the right, it will format a list of all of the stocks in the NASDAQ 100 that are in an extreme uptrend. If you saw these sideways little horizontal bars here in red, that would mean that they were in an extreme downtrend. But right now, this is the list of all the ones in extreme uptrend. This brings us to step two. Now, obviously, we can't trade all of those. What we want to do is select stocks to trade that have a bar count of 1. So what does that mean? Well, that means that they have only had a yellow block around them, or an extreme uptrend block around them for 1 bar. Now, in this case, we're looking at monthly bars. So it's only happened for 1 bar. They've only been there at the end of 1 month. So as we see, we have a bar count column here. Go all the way to the bottom to where it says 1. And as you can see right here, these are the ones we want you to focus on. All of the ones that just have a bar count of 1, because that just means simply that they're brand new, fresh bars in extreme uptrends. And if it's going to take off and go up 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 points, this is the bar actually you want to enter on, right? And to find out which stocks these are, simply go to the left and you can see what these stocks are, the corresponding stocks that are in the 1 block. Now, here comes the third and most important step, and that's decide for yourself what to invest. Remember, our philosophy is you decide. This is not a system. This is not something where we tell you, you have to buy this, you have to buy it exactly here, you have to sell it exactly here, you have to place your stop exactly. No, we teach you different variables within the course, but it's up to you to decide. Remember, I want all of you to become consistent traders, not just for a couple of months, but maybe a couple of decades. And the only way to do that is to teach you these things that have high quality of consistency, but then let you run with it, okay? So as we look at this chart here in TMUS, okay, in T-Mobile, we see here once again, if we had done a scan, we would have been in the yellow extreme uptrend block for just one bar. This is the end of the month. So let's say we like this stock. It meets our price range. It's not a $800 stock, and we can purchase it with the amount of capital we have. So we decide to buy, and this was coming into the year. You'd be up 45 points, almost 50 points, and that was into this month, okay? Not a bad little trade, or I should say investment. All right, so that's it. That's the simplicity of trading this one technique with the PTS XT. Let's look at some more investing examples. And remember, this same process can be applied to a 1-minute chart. It can be applied to a 30-minute chart or a weekly bar chart. But for now, we're just going to be focusing on up moves because we know that most people invest when they buy. They don't invest to go short. So let's just look at some investment examples to the upside using the PTS XT on monthly bars. Remember, you can only go through this process on our platform, the PTS Primo charting platform that actually identifies these big investment moves in advance. Okay, let's look at ROP, okay, Roper. Once again, don't have a lot of information here. It's been going up, sure, but we just want to make sure that we're going to be in an uptrend for long. Maybe someone on TV says, hey, this has gone up for the last 4 months. It's time to short it or get out of it because it's gone up too soon and too much. Well, what is the PTS XT saying? Remember, it's based on proprietary indicators. Click it on our platform. In the drop-down menu, click on Scan. And this was the end of the month here in July of 2023, last year, over a year ago. It was telling you that, well, I wouldn't short this because we're actually in the beginning of an extreme uptrend. Now, even though it's not guaranteed, but if this does work out, this is a high probability setup. So if it meets your risk parameters and you like the company, all right, you would have bought this. And coming into August, which was last month, the stock had a nice big up move. You would have had a profit. Now, we have numerous ways in which to exit, which to take profits. One of the most simplest ways, in which I explained earlier, was simply to wait for price to exit the yellow extreme uptrend block. And once that bar concludes and you see that it's no longer in the yellow block because the proprietary indicators say it's no longer in an extreme uptrend, well, that would be your exit point. And you still could have had a nice 62 points in roughly about a year. That's a nice little investment, right? Let's look at some more. All right, let's look at this example. Just 2 bars in CTAS, okay? Cintas, all right, do the same process. Click on PTS XT trend tab. Click on Scan. And guess what? This is the end of April. Last year, there was a yellow extreme uptrend block around it. If this met all your needs, if it was the right price, you could have decided to buy. This was, once again, just a little over a year ago, 93 points. And if you look at the bottom, you see that that's coming into this month, September. We haven't concluded yet, but you could have potentially captured or are making roughly 93 points in a little over a year. All right. Here's another example, AVGO, Broadcom. Just looking at 2 bars here, you don't need to look at a lot of information because everything is scanned for you automatically. It takes everything into account. And once again, last June, a little over a year ago, this bar was the first bar number 1 in an extreme up block. So you could have said, well, okay, this is a $100 stock. I can buy this. Let's say you wanted to invest in it. Coming into this month, you could have potentially captured 98 points, okay? Almost 100 points just by using the PTS XT. Remember, in the course, we teach you different ways to exit. Maybe you don't want to hold off for 100 points. Maybe you said, hey, 50 points is enough. We teach you different exit parameters, different places to place your stop. If you wanted to track the trade, we show you how to do that. Here's an example in NVIDIA, okay? We looked at a 10-minute chart earlier in the presentation. How about a monthly chart? We all know that this stock has been in the news. It's been the favorite of everyone this past year. But going back to April of 2023, had we scanned for it, we would have seen right here at the end of April, it was in a yellow extreme uptrend block. This is before it split and everything, but still, you could have purchased this right here in April And right now, you have 115 points potentially captured because you're still in the yellow block coming into September. Now, this month has not concluded yet. This was all done simply using the PTS XT. No news. We don't have to say, well, I want to see what the company's doing. I want to find out which direction they're going to go in and then wait 6 months and say, hey, the CEO says this or they're announcing this product. You don't have to do that. Make trading simple. The indicators, their relationship to each other is already deciding that for you. Your job is to determine how you want to trade and take a part in the decision process. Let's look at a monthly chart of Microsoft. Same process applies. This was last year in May. A yellow extreme uptrend block was around this last bar in May. You decide to buy, if it's up to you. 140 points potentially you could have captured coming into this month. We're still in the yellow block. Here's an example in Meta. Okay, here's a monthly chart. Once again, here's how we could have taken advantage of this. We looked at this earlier. You could have scanned and seen that there was a yellow block around this bar in June over a year ago and taken advantage of 257 points in just about a little over a year. Okay. So you see how simple this process is. Here's a monthly chart of Costco. This is going back to August. So roughly about a year ago, just looking at Costco, you could have done a simple scan on a monthly time frame for your long-term investments, seen that this was the first bar in an extreme uptrend. Let's say you like the stock. Let's say you like to follow fundamentals. It's up to you, but you're making your own decision. You decide to buy it. Well, Costco is still in the yellow buy block, and potentially you could have captured 370 points, all simply by following this simple process. Now, we know a lot of traders don't like to go short on a long-term basis. I totally understand. You don't want to be shorting your investment. You'd rather just be looking to go long. Well, another way then to apply the PTS XT is as an exit tool. So let's say you're long-term, a monthly chart or a long-term investment, and it starts to look a little negative and you say, well, gosh, where do I get out? Should I hold on to this? How long should I hold on to it? I'm losing a lot of my profit. Well, this is where the PTS XT can be also applied as an exiting tool. For example, as we look at a weekly chart of Lulu, let's say you were an investor in this, okay? Maybe using one of your strategies, or maybe you were based off maybe something your stockbroker told you to invest in. All right, so you have a nice profit. The stock's gone up rather well. All of a sudden, it starts to decline. You're starting to get a little nervous. You don't want to give away your profits. You can apply the PTS XT, once again, the same process, because there was a red extreme downtrend block around the end of this week, okay? This is a weekly bar. That would have been your cue to exit. You don't have to go short, but you could have exited and saved yourself a loss of 165 points. Now, obviously, if you want to short, if you want to buy puts, or if you're an aggressive trader, you can use this the same way as going long. Just buy puts or go short the stop. But if you don't like to go short, this is a fantastic exiting tool as well. Here's an example, a weekly chart in the Swiss franc. Okay, let's say you were long this. It's starting to go lower. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 downward closing days. You're starting to say to yourself, wow, should I hold on to this much longer? I don't know. Well, if you applied the same process and scanned, you would have seen that at the end of this week, there was a red extreme downtrend block. That was your cue to sell if you decided to exit, sell your position. You could have saved yourself 465 pips. That's over $4,000 per unit. And then lastly, a monthly chart of SAM, okay, the Boston Beer Company. This is expensive stock, and let's say you had bought it much lower, went up to the $500–600 range, but now it's starting to look a lot worse. Simply apply the PTS XT. You see right here that it gave a red seller's block, a red extreme downtrend. You could have exited your position, not gone short, just got out and saved yourself over 200 points. Okay, let's review what we taught you today. There's a simple 3-step process you need to apply in order to take advantage of the PTS XT in the long term. Conduct a monthly PTS XT scan. Very simple. I went through the process with you. You can only apply it on our platform, but it's extremely simple. Probably takes you less than a minute to conduct altogether. And then select stocks with a bar count of 1. Okay, this means that you're only going to be wanting to invest in stocks, futures, currency pairs, whatever you're looking at, that have a bar count of 1. That means they've only been in an extreme uptrend block or an extreme downtrend block for 1 bar. This means that if it's going to take off in that direction, not guaranteed, but it's a high probability that it will. If it's going to take off in that direction, well, isn't that the bar you want to get in on, right? The very first one. And then, most importantly, it's your decision. Invest. We are not a signal service like so many other companies that tell you you should buy this, or we think you should sell this, or this is what the market's going to be doing. No, we teach you those things so that you can decide. This, in our opinion, is how you become a successful trader. Remember, today's theme, if you want to catch those really big gains, if you really want to catch those home runs, then you have to trade higher time frames. Now ask yourself, after what I've explained and shown to you, all the examples you've just seen, do you think this indicator can help your trading for the remainder of 2024 this year? If you can believe it, there's just a little over 3 months left in the year. I know you're probably nowhere near where you thought you'd be in January, right? That's okay. 80 to 85% of all traders never see where they want to be when they make a promise to themselves. You still have time to turn your trading around. The PTS XT is a great tool to do that. So because of that, we have a great special offer for all the attendees today. We're going to offer you the PTS XT Extreme Trend. This is trading in the express lane. When you see those blocks, it's like trading in the express lane because you have a high potential that they're going to be in a very extreme uptrend or downtrend. It generates these high probability zones in virtually any market, any time frame, in any direction. And you can trade with your current strategy. We have a number of students that say, Steve, I just like to see that when a stock or a market is in a particular zone, either an extreme up zone or extreme down zone, then I just apply my strategies. I don't trade my strategies until I see that they're in a zone because they seem to work much better. That's great. Or you can build your own strategy based off these extreme uptrend or downtrend zones. It gives you the confidence to pull the trigger. And remember, we talked about long-term trading, but you can also apply it to intraday trading as well. Now, everything you saw today was displayed on the PTS Primo Charting platform. So because of that reason, and you can only apply that process, that 3-step process on our platform, we're going to give all our new customers who joined the PTS XT course today a full year free of the platform. So you can go through that process absolutely free. This is a great, great offer. You're going to be saving close to $2,000 just with this offer. But it just doesn't come with the PTS XT, as we've said before. It comes with enhanced buy-sell line for the overall trend. It gives you a strength of trend tool, auto-generated exit levels for you to decide where to exit, personalized tech support, 90 technical indicators that can help you if you'd like to determine and make your own decisions based off of technical analysis. But here's the best thing. We talked about the signal scanner, how you go through this process on any market, any time frame. Well, you remember, you can also scan for other markets like currency pairs or like gold. For example, here's spot gold, XAU USD. Okay, here's a monthly chart. Let's say you're an investor in gold. You'd like to have that in your long-term portfolio. You could have applied the same process. All you have to do is, once again, click on the PTS XT, click on scan, and you would have seen here back in October of last year, there was a yellow extreme uptrend block around gold, XAU USD. If you decided to buy for your long-term investment, guess what? We're still in that extreme up yellow block. If you look at the August where we took this, we're still in the yellow block. So, potentially 550 basis points you could have potentially captured. Let's look at another chart. Here's a monthly chart of the dollar yen. The same process, nothing changes because we're looking at different markets. You would simply click on the PTS XT tab in the drop-down menu, click on scan, and in less than a minute, you could have found out that this monthly bar, if it's on the close of April, about 3 years ago, it was generating an extreme uptrend. Okay, this is a monthly bar going back to 2021. If you decided to buy as a long-term investment of the yen, guess what? Over 4,200 pips coming in to September of 2022. Now we're talking about over $40,000 per unit because each one of these bars is a monthly time frame. So this just shows you how well you could have done using this as a long-term investment tool, not only for stocks, but for other markets like gold or like currency pairs. Take your trading to the next level. The original PTS XT Extreme Temp Indicator is only found at ProTrader Strategies and Specialist Trading. And you can only go through this three-step process once again on our platform. You can't do it on your own and scan through the S&P 500 and try to figure it out. It just takes too much time. Trust me, I know. When I first started out trading 47 years ago, that's the way I had to scan for things, going through the entire list of the S&P 500. It was just ridiculous. But with high-speed computers and with programmers now, it takes you less than a minute. So let's break it down. How can we give you this great offer and give you all this as early as today? Well, normally the Extreme Trend Tool regular price is close to $5,000. That's how popular it is, and that's how much real usage you can get out of it, and that's how valuable it is to all of our students. But guess what? We're going to give you a very, very discounted price. We're not going to charge you $49.95 for a limited time. All you have to do is give us a one-time payment of $497. That's a one-time payment of less than $500 and establish a monthly payment of $97, less than $100 a month. And you can be up and running as early as this week, possibly as early as today. That's a one-time payment of $497 and a monthly payment of $97 per week. Now, if you want to pay in full, if you say, listen, I just want to get this, I don't need a monthly payment, I have that amount of money, we'll still give you a 10% discount. We'll drop it down to $44.95 if you decide to pay in full, and you'll still save $500. Either way you decide to go, paying in full with the discount or the extreme discount of a one-time payment of $497, establishing a $97 per month payment, you will still get a full year of the platform free if you're a new customer. So this is a fantastic offer, a great way to turn your trading around, and a great way to take it up to the next level. Here's how to do it. Contact my sister site, ProTrader Strategies. They're in charge of all the discounts, all the tech support. They can be contacted probably the best way, not only by email them at trading@ProTrader Strategies, but the best way would be to give them a call right here at this number, 598-6677. That's area code 310. They have trading consultants manning the phones. They would be more than happy to take your order over the phone, give you some more information, answer questions about the payment plan, or take your order over the phone, or give you some more just information about data and different stocks or markets you can watch. Now, that link you see at the bottom is the link that will take you to the info page. It's not a live link, though. You'd have to copy and paste that onto your browser, but the simpler way is simply to go to the chat box. You see a little chat icon there. Click that on, and you'll see that they've posted a live link there. You can click that live link on, and it will take you to the info page, okay? Now, this information is going to stay here on your screen, so you can copy it down. I would highly recommend copying down that phone number at least, so you can give them a call. If you have any questions, please go to your chat box or to the question and answer box, and I will answer them right now. Okay, we have a little time left. Someone is asking, once again, you said you can use this intraday. Yes, I personally use this since I'm an intraday trader of the E-mini futures. I like to use it on the E-mini futures or intraday trading for like 1-minute bars of like the S&P or the spiders. Okay, it's a great, great tool. When you get these extreme moves, like an extreme uptrend move, extreme downtrend move, even though we don't follow it, or even though news is no part of any of our trading, I assume there's going to be some news coming out today about interest rates, I assume, because I don't follow the news. But if there is, there'll most likely be an extreme move in one direction. We don't care. The PTS XT would be a great tool to be using during that time because it can really help you with these strong moves. So this would be a great time, yes, to be trading with intraday trading with the PTS XT. Can we apply the scan for futures? Yes, you can. Makes no difference. You can apply it. Someone's also asking, can we apply it for currency pairs? Yes. You can even apply it for crypto. We have those on our symbol list. So and you can make your own scan. In other words, if you have like 30 stocks you like to follow or trade, or a different market, different crypto you like to follow, you can make your own list and scan for those on a nightly basis, okay, or intraday. Makes no difference. Any more questions? How long will this offer last? Usually our offers only last up until the weekend. So you'll get this video today. You can watch it, this recording, but I wouldn't sit on it. A lot of people sit on the recordings and they watch them and then say, I'll call them back in a couple of weeks. But the offer is usually gone by that time. So I would hate for you to want to get the PTS XT and then find out you have to pay close to $5,000. And then that wouldn't even include that would not include the platform. So you couldn't be able to do the process without the platform. So that would be an extra a couple of $1,000 almost. So trust me, this is a great offer for less than $500 one-time payment, and then $97 a month is a great way to turn your trading around. Remember, only a little over 3 months until we conclude the year. If you really want to get your trading off to the right direction, start off 2025 in the right track, take advantage of this great offer, okay? I'll be there with you every step of the way. Every one of my students gets my personal email address. You can contact me with questions. Want me to check your work, want me to answer a question, whenever you'd like, okay? Okay, if there are no further questions, remember, give them a call at 310-598-6677. There's absolutely no obligation. They're there to work with you. They're very flexible, and they'd be happy to give you any information, okay? So don't feel intimidated that you have to purchase anything right now. As we take one last look at our disclaimer, thank you so much for taking time out of your Wednesday. I really feel the PTS XT can help turn your trading around. So if you're struggling, if you're not seeing the type of results you want, please give ProTrader Strategies a call and just talk a little bit about how it could really help you and maybe establish a down payment with them, okay? Thank you so much. I look forward to all of you becoming students of mine in the PTS XT course. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.